Hey YouTube, this is Jeff and welcome to Rebuilding Ourselves. I wanted to talk a little bit about what is out there right now to help people deal with stress and depression. And I want to start with the most obvious thing that you're going to see. You go on TV, you see countless ads for many different types of drugs, talking about how, hey, if you're feeling this way, we have a drug for that. If you're feeling that way, we have a drug for that. If you're not feeling anything at all, we have a drug for that too. It's amazing what all these drugs seem to be able to do for us, but yet so many, countless thousands of people are still suffering from depression. The reason for this is because psychiatry isn't really psychiatry anymore. Once you hit the early 1980s, psychiatrists stopped going from the whole trying to analyze why you are feeling the way you're feeling. They don't want to know, okay, you're feeling depressed because you're suffering from the loss of a loved one, or you lost your home, or you feel worthless. What they do is they say, okay, how are you feeling? And now they sit back and say, yep, here's the checklist of different things I can look at, and here are the list of drugs to hopefully counteract those symptoms. Psychiatry has fallen to psychopharmacology. Now, take me, for example. I'm just going to give you a little bit about me so I can kind of give you something to relate to, I guess. My problem is I have bones that are physically fused together in my ankles, and they've been that way since I was born. It's a birth defect. And what it does is it prevents me from standing for long periods of time. I have to have a job where I'm off my feet or I'm on my feet as little as possible. And the type of work I love to do, of course, is all standing up. I love culinary arts. I love working in construction. I love welding. I mean, everything that I like to do, one way or another, involves your feet. The type of welding I'm getting into now is TIG welding, which is more sitting down, but still, it's pretty disappointing not being able to do the things you love because your feet are messed up or you have a physical disability. I was very active in the Scouts. Of course, one of the things I love to do is hike. I never got a chance to play sports, and the one sport I love, well, actually, there's two. There's fencing and airsoft. Hey, I go play airsoft. I run around the field for the day, and the next day I can barely walk. But it's something I enjoy, and it's something I push myself to do. But because of that disability, I've lost a lot of different types of jobs. I've lost jobs doing gutter installations, and it's something I really enjoyed. I just couldn't physically deal with it anymore. The summer months, the days stretch out into 8, 9, 10-hour days, and I'm constantly climbing up and down ladders, walking on pitched rooftops, and it's something I couldn't do, and that made me feel like a failure because I couldn't kind of work through the pain. This is something that has caused depression in my life, and what you have to watch out for are these doctors who come and say, okay, we can make you feel better with this pill. Pills are artificial. They don't do anything for you unless you truly have a chemical imbalance that's making you feel the way you're feeling. If you can put your finger on why you're depressed or the reasons that you're depressed, that's the first step, not going to see a psychiatrist. I mean, if your depression is to the point where you can't stop physically crying for hours on end, then yeah, you need to go talk to somebody. But if you have a lack of motivation, if you have a lot of self-doubts, if you just can't seem to focus on one thing, for example, hey, you lost your house. Yeah, well, that happened to me too, and that consumed my thoughts for God knows how long. I had a daughter, and once she was 5 years old, I found out she wasn't mine. That whole 5 years I believed I was a father, and it turned out not to be true. And that kind of broadsided me. The jobs I've lost, the friends that have passed on or moved away. Here's what you need to think about. If you go into that bottle, you here we'll take these for example. You know, You know what I don't see? There's no money in here. I don't see my friends down there. I don't see my mortgage payment. This is supposed to solve all my problems? Eh. It's kind of like alcoholism. And in the same kind of relation, you're not going to find your answers in the bottom of a bottle. This is a pipe dream that's making a lot of people rich. If you can identify the things in life that cause you stress and depression, and think your way through to deal with them, or talk to somebody else who's been there, talk to someone else who's lost their house, who can't hold a job, and you start to realize that, yeah, you're not exactly making yourself feel 100% better, but you're starting to learn that there are other people out there dealing with the same types of stress and emotions that you are, and that's simply the world we live in today. It's simply the way things are. And that doesn't mean you're a failure, or that you screwed up, or you couldn't hold it together. It means that you're one of the statistics. 1.2 million people lost their homes way back in 2007. I don't know those 1.2 million people, but I can guarantee you that most of them are suffering from some level of depression. I can imagine that before the foreclosure was final, they were suffering from a tremendous amount of stress. Does that mean that we have 1.2 million failures in this country? No. It means our situation changed, times are getting tough, and these are the consequences of those things. We just need to stick together. We need to lean on our friends, lean on our family, and you know what? When it comes time, we have to be there to help them get up too. We can't start to heal ourselves unless we can actually generate the level of love and compassion we know we have the capability of doing, but we have to direct that also towards other people. If we can make one person feel better, or two people feel better, or three people feel better, and we start hanging around those people, eventually they're going to make us feel better too. We have it within ourselves to heal one another. And that's one of the great things about the human race. All of the power is ours. We just have to kind of go out and claim it. We can't be afraid to use it. So get out there, go for a walk. Don't take that 5-minute shower in the morning. Take a nice, hot, relaxing bath for an hour. Put some music on. Let the stress melt away. And start thinking about positive things. Start thinking about the things you want to do in life again. Start rebuilding your dreams. Because no one can take your dreams away from you but you. People can put obstacles in your way, that's true, but they can't take your dreams. So, step 1, analyze what has brought you to this point. Try to understand what brought you to the point of stress, what gave you this depression, what gave you these doubts. Once you start finding out the reason why, you can come up with the answers on how to overcome them. And if you need help doing that, post a comment in the box below and I'll do everything I can. I'm going to try to regularly do these shows once to twice a week. I'm not going to overdo it at first unless there's a call for it. But until the next time, try to look towards tomorrow with some hope. And until I see you again, take care, everyone.